What's up, guys? Welcome back to the pull-up progression. So today I came in with a clear goal: 10 sets of 6 reps with 45 seconds rest, followed by 10 sets of 4 reps to complete a total of 20 sets to complete a total of 100 pull-ups today, right? That was the goal. And based on my last session, where I managed 8 sets of 6 fairly comfortably, so I wanted to push that further. I ended up hitting 10 sets of 6 with 45 seconds of rest with no issue, which I'm really happy about. After that, I dropped 2 sets of 4 reps for the remaining 10 sets, keeping the rest at around 45 seconds rest throughout the session. And since I'm only doing 4 reps, it's easy. I basically recover energy, recover stamina with each set that that goes on. So I kid you not when I tell you that set 20 was easier than set 11 or set 12, because because of the fact that I'm so conditioned to doing higher volume with that particular rest. When I decreased it to 4 reps, it was just so much easier. But yeah, compared to my first 100 rep session a few weeks ago, compared to my first 100 rep session a couple sessions ago, the difference is massive. That workout took me around 45 minutes, right? So the first time I did 100 pull-ups with 20 kilograms, it took me 45 minutes to complete. But today, I completed 100 reps in about 30 minutes. So my work capacity is clearly improving really quickly. And that said, I started to notice something toward the end of the session. Around set 20, I felt a slight pinch in my back. So like in the back of my left shoulder. It wasn't pain, but it was definitely noticeable. It was more like a click. I felt it, and it immediately raised like alarm bells. Is this like the first sign of an injury in my shoulder, in the back of my shoulder of all places? Weird, right? I've never actually felt that during weighted pull-ups before. Okay, I have, but that was when the weighted pull-ups were super heavy and I was doing it 3 times a day. And and thing is, my AMRAP with that weight was like 5 reps, so it was a really bad weight to start off with. But right now with 20 kilograms, it's so easy. Like, it feels weightless almost. So honestly, my main suspicion is that I'm not controlling the eccentric portion of the pull-up properly. I'm dropping too quickly into a full dead hang, which means the load is being absorbed suddenly at the bottom by like my tendons or something like that. And over time, that's probably putting stress on said tendon and shoulder structures. I also think this is partly happening because I've been progressing very aggressively session to session. Like, guys, I kid you not when I tell you that each time I do pull-ups, my pull-up session, I feel stronger than the last session. Like, my strength just keeps rising with each session. It's incredible. It's amazing. But now I'm starting to feel like my tendons are like, yo, we can't keep up with this progress, right? And the interesting part is that my elbows feel completely fine, right? It's specifically the rear shoulder area that's giving me feedback. And I only really notice it after training, not during. And because of that, I'm going to adjust things slightly. So in my next session, I'll test my AMRAP with 20 kilograms, okay? It's finally time to see how many pull-ups I can do with 20 kilograms. The most pull-ups that I've done in a single set with 20 kilograms is 10 reps. Of course, naturally, when I did that in a fatigued state after having done like multiple sessions. So there's that. So I don't really know what my true AMRAP is. I estimate that my true AMRAP when I started was around 13 reps, maybe less. Don't know. But anyway, I want to test it out and see where I'm at. And then after that, after I've tested my AMRAP, I'll do a lighter volume. So maybe about like 5 to 6 sets. So it's not going to be 100 repetitions in my next session. Just to give this tendon of mine some time to just to adjust, to calm down, to chill. But the thing is, I am definitely nervous about testing how many pull-ups I can do. Here's why. My wrists. It's always my wrists, right? So I've had issues in the past when pushing AMRAPs, right? When trying to see how many repetitions I could do with specific exercise, particularly bench press. So beginning of the year, when my wrist hurt, I was doing 60 kilogram bench press. Nice and light, super light. And then I wanted to see how many reps of bench press that I could do after all the training that I'd done to, and I managed to do more than 20. But the thing is, it hurt my wrist. And then I couldn't train bench press anymore for several weeks. So what if that ends up happening with the pull-up? I mean, it's scary. And thing is, I don't usually test AMRAPs, right? With any exercise, honestly. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I want to see how much I progress, but for the most part, it's easier for me to tell that I progressed based on the way that I've been explaining it. The fact that I'm now able to do a certain number of reps with a specific amount of rest compared to like previous sessions. Like when I first got onto this journey, right? When day 1 pull-ups, right? 5 sets of 5, 45 seconds of rest. That was my limit. And now I can do 10 sets of 6, 45 seconds of rest. So I already know that I'm making progress and I'm stronger. So I don't usually tend to test my AMRAP, but I'm really curious. I mean, I'm just going to say it. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do 20 pull-ups with 20 kilograms. That's been like a benchmark number for me, right? I really want to be able to do it. But if I can't do it, I mean, it's still cool. I can still progress and still get stronger. I can still increase the weight to 30 kilograms. I'm still going to do that but anyway, yeah, that's the goal. But that's all I've got for today, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.